The two enemies of human happiness are pain and boredom. Other people's heads are too wretched a place for true happiness to have its seat. It is difficult to find happiness within oneself, but it is impossible to find it anywhere else. The shortness of life, so often lamented, may be the best thing about it. That I could clamber to the frozen moon and draw the ladder after me. The business of the novelist is not to relate great events, but to make small ones interesting. Ordinary people merely think how they shall spend their time. A man of talent tries to use it. He who writes carelessly confesses thereby at the very outset that he does not attach much importance to his own thoughts. Everyone takes the limits of his own vision for the limits of the world. We forfeit 3/4 of ourselves in order to be like other people. To find out your real opinion of someone, judge the impression you have when you first see a letter from them. Universal compassion is the only guarantee of morality. Every man mistakes the limits of his vision for the limits of the world. Life swings like a pendulum backward and forward between pain and boredom. A high degree of intellect tends to make a man unsocial. Talent hits a target no one else can hit. Genius hits a target no one else can see. In the end, everyone stands alone, and the important thing is who it is that stands alone. If God made this world, then I would not want to be the God. It is full of misery and distress that it breaks my heart. We can regard our life as a uselessly disturbing episode in the blissful repose of nothingness. That when you're buying books, you're optimistically thinking you're buying the time to read them. Reading is thinking with someone else's head instead of one's own. Any foolish boy can stamp on a beetle, but all the professors in the world cannot make a beetle. Great men are like eagles, and build their nest on some lofty solitude. Solitude will be welcomed or endured or avoided, according as a man's personal value is large or small. A sense of humor is the only divine quality of man. For the world is hell, and men are on the one hand the tormented souls, and on the other the devils in it. Rascals are always sociable, and the chief sign that a man has any nobility in his character is the little pleasure he takes in others' company. Each day is a little life. All truth passes through three stages. First, it is ridiculed. Second, it is violently opposed. Third, it is accepted as self-evident. Talent hits a target no one else can hit. Genius hits a target no one else can see. If we were not all so interested in ourselves, life would be so uninteresting that none of us would be able to endure it. Men need some kind of external activity, because they are inactive within. In our monogamous part of the world, to marry means to have one's rights and double one's duties. The safest way of not being very miserable is not to expect to be very happy. The world is my idea. Change alone is eternal, perpetual, immortal. Music is the melody whose text is the world. Happiness consists in frequent repetition of pleasure. If I maintain my silence about my secret, it is my prisoner. If I let it slip from my tongue, yes, prisoner. A man can be himself only so long as he is alone, and if he does not love solitude, he will not love freedom, for it is only when he is alone that he is really free. To feel envy is human, to savor schadenfreude is devilish. Whatever torch we kindle, and whatever space it may illuminate, our horizon will always remain encircled by the depth of night. Life is a constant process of dying. Truth is most beautiful undraped. Life is full of troubles and vexations, that one must either rise above it by means of corrected thoughts, or leave it. Buying books would be a good thing, if we also could buy the time to read them. Marrying means to grasp blindfolded into a sack, hoping to find out an eel out of an assembly of snakes. No rose without a thorn, but many a thorn without a rose. After your death, you will be what you were before your birth. Life is short and truth works far, and lives long. Let us speak the truth. Cleo, the muse of history, is as thoroughly infected with lies as a street, or with syphilis. We seldom speak of what we have, but often of what we lack. A man who has not enough originality to think out a new title for his book will be much less capable of giving it new contents. The person who writes for fools is always sure of a large audience. Politeness is to human nature what warmth is to wax. To be alone is the fate of all great minds, a fate deplored at times, but still always chosen as the less grievous of two evils. Money is human happiness in the abstract, and so the man who is no longer capable of enjoying such happiness in the concrete sets his whole heart on money. The more unintelligent a man is, the less mysterious existence seems to him. A genuine work of art can never be false, nor can it be discredited through the lapse of time, for it does not present an opinion but the thing itself. Religion is the masterpiece of the art of animal training, for it trains people as to how they shall think. Treat a work of art like a prince. Let it speak to you first. Mostly it is loss which teaches us about the worth of things. Animals hear about death for the first time when they die. Thus also every keen pleasure is an error and an illusion, for no attained wish can give lasting satisfaction. Wealth is like sea water. The more we drink, the thirstier we become, and the same is true of fame. The conviction that the world and man is something that had better not have been is of a kind to fill us with indulgence towards one another. If we suspect that a man is lying, we should pretend to believe him, for then he becomes bold and assured, lies more vigorously, and is unmasked. Men are the devils of the earth, and the animals are its tormented souls. Night gives a black look to everything, whatever it may be. Hope is the confusion of the desire for a thing with its probability. Marrying means to have one's rights and double one's duties. Every parting gives a foretaste of death, every reunion a hint of the resurrection. One should use common words to say uncommon things. No one writes anything worth writing, unless he writes entirely for the sake of his subject. What a man is contributes much more to his happiness than what he has or how he is regarded by others. We seldom think of what we have, but always of what we lack. Compassion for animals is intimately associated with goodness of character, and it may be confidently asserted that he who is cruel to animals cannot be a good man. Almost all of our sorrows spring out of our relations with other people. There is no more mistaken path to happiness than worldliness. If at any moment time stays his hand, it is only when we are delivered over to the miseries of boredom. Thus, the task is not so much to see what no one yet has seen, but to think what nobody yet has thought about that which everybody sees. Faith is like love. It does not let itself be forced. For where did Dante get the material for his hell, if not from this actual world of ours? No rose without a thorn. Yes, but many a thorn without a rose. Honor is not to be won, it must only not be lost.